Yo, what's good everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video. Today's video got a gem. So I'm dipping more into the vintage bin here and trying to complete these sets. Retro's cool and all that, but as a collector, I feel like I'm focusing more on vintage finds. So if you guys are out there and you guys have ones, twos, threes, fours, fives, and OG nines, hit me up, size 10, 10 and a half. So we have right here, and you guys can even see like in the background there, the shoe is obliterated. But I was able to get a pair from the homie Papa Meat on Instagram, and we came to an agreement for his original Air Jordan 5 black metallic silver. So I've never owned this sneaker, and I've always been a fan of vintage. So, you know, as a collector, I always want to be able to try and complete sets. So that's why specifically 1 through 5 and the 9, those are the ones that I have not completed yet. Anything after that, really, I've pretty much collected every single numbered Air Jordan. I'm pretty content with my collection. Still going through, so you'll still see retro here, but I do want to focus a little bit more on vintage. Hopefully it'll stay that way, but you know, we'll see. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys the box first. So this is the original box for the 1989-1990 series Air Jordan 5. It came out with the cement print box, black top box, just like the Air Jordan 6. Anyway, so this is what it looks like on one side. You can see Air Jordan. Many of the boxes from signatures back in the day didn't have the numbering series, so it didn't have like the Air Jordan 5 on there. Sometimes with like kids models, baby and crib models, they usually had the number on there, but it's very rare. It depends on the factory that produced the shoes then. So these are a size 10 and a half. And then what's funny is that on the reverse of this, it actually has the name of the shoe in French. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So both sides have, one is English and the other side is French. But nonetheless, you know, you open up the box lid, you got the traditional black paper. Alright. And so we pretty much have like a complete set here with the booklet, which I'll go over, and the lace locks. So these are unbranded lace locks. They don't come with the Jumpman or the Nike on the side. It's still a Tifco or Tifico branded lace lock, spring loaded. So those just fit nicely right in here in the clear lace locks. So these are pretty much 30 years old, and they've lasted 30 years basically. The plastic's still pretty clear. These are the original lace locks. So one side says Nike, same with the other side, but they're on opposite sides. If you put them together like this, they're on the same side. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then we have the Flight Collection Spring 1990 with Michael Jordan on the front. Usually with these booklets, they try and feature like some of the gear that goes along with the shoes around this time. So 1990, you have Michael Jordan in the jumpsuit there. And then it just features, you know, some of the gear right on the inside. You guys can pause the video if you guys want to just like take a look at it. And you know, some of the stuff here you've probably seen retroed again throughout the years, re-retroed of some sort. Again, you have the Flight Club perforated card to send in if you wanted to join the Flight Club. So I feel like the Flight Club is something that can survive in 2020. Again, if you guys have not seen the video that I've done with Jordan Brand paying attention to the details, they've been doing a pretty good job with retroing Air Jordan, specifically the 3 and the 1 this year, and possibly, you know, going on to the 5, which will be a little bit later. But they're paying close attention to the details, the tooling, the way that the leather moves up on the vamp of the shoe, the types of leather even. So I think that's pretty cool. I hopefully that Jordan brand will continue doing stuff like that, but we'll see. So anyways, moving on to the 5. So man, I mean, you can already see like how obliterated that thing looks. So the homie had wrapped this up for me, you know, just to, I guess, minimize the cracking. But, you know, eventually I'm going to have to be doing a sole swap, and there's no saving this midsole whatsoever. So you guys see this back here. I'm going to give you guys a close-up look. But I put that on Instagram probably a couple days ago, so, you know, the followers there can get a sneak peek. But so bringing it here on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and unwrap this one. I have the box right below me, so all the chunks are just going to fall through. It's really disheartening. If you're not a collector, you know, you won't understand. But if you are a collector and you appreciate like the relics, the vintage looks and all that, I think you guys will really appreciate, you know, the Air Jordan 5 in its, I guess, original state here. So, you know, eventually, not now, I'm not going to be restoring this sneaker at all. Just something that, oof, and this is really tough to, like, you know, undo. But it's not something that I plan to restore anytime soon. I'm really just going to rewrap this in the shrink wrap. But I wanted to see if I can show you guys what this looks like unwrapped here. So bear with me. There's the first part happening right there. And that's what like crumble looks like. It's pretty crazy. Don't inhale any of this stuff. This stuff not only is being held up with the wrap, but it's also being held up with some rubber bands, which are pretty old too. And like the other ones with that one, it already snapped. So it's not that I'm gonna try my best to keep it intact, but there's no really keeping this. Oof, 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 oof. But yeah, it's just really interesting to see like how the Air Jordan 5 came about here. And I'm going to be really delicate because I want to try and preserve, I guess, whatever's left. So there's the lateral side of the shoe. Rubber bands really holding up the outsole and the midsole. So considering that this is dead stock, this is the uppers are pretty clean. Really can't worry about the midsole anymore because it is disintegrating, and that's unfortunate. But with restoration methods nowadays, you can really restore any shoe. I'm gonna flip this so you guys can see the sole, and then you'll probably see like crumbling coming through like it's raining. Okay, it's holding up, but that is the sole right there, completely dead stock. You can see the oxidation, the yellowing and everything like that. That happens over time. There's the medial side of the shoe. The upper is made of Durbuck. It's a synthetic leather. And I don't know, I think Nike was just really experimenting with things back then. And wow. You know, they were looking for something that was softer materials, but you know, stuff like this really doesn't hold well over time. You guys can see the shape of the toe here. Something that's really showcased with the newer retros that are happening these days, where they're trying to get the shape of the shoe right. Possibly, you know, the upper materials as well. But these are just like one of those things where, you know, you just appreciate it as a collector for what it is. This is the black metallic 5. Let me go ahead and just give you a little bit more of a close-up detail without, I guess, really getting the shoe even more trashed. So here we go. Alright guys, so without messing with it too much, you guys can already see all the crumbling that's happening with the shoes. Uh, anytime you really handle the shoe overall, it's going to just disintegrate. So again, these are dead stock sneakers. The midsoles are pretty much gone. Go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see here. There were the shark teeth right here on the side, and that's pretty much gone. You can see like it's got a little bit of the cement print, just like the box itself, but that's pretty much all like the remnants there. And then moving along the side, you can see like the glue line. So if we were to ever do a restoration, that would be super important to keep intact and to match up. And then coming down here, you see the air bubble. It's a large volume heel air unit. It also has a 4-foot heel unit right there in the front, but I'm not going to pick it up and mess with it too much. But you can see that the pretty much doing an autopsy here, you can see the large volume air unit in the heel. It's got a crack right in there, and this is just all oxidation. So Air Jordan 2 through 6, and then I'm not sure why the 7 doesn't do this, other than just sole separation. And then jumping to the 8 and the 9, they all have these polyurethane midsoles. So back in the day, Jordan Brand used to use polyurethane midsoles. They were softer midsoles, they're open cell midsoles. So a lot of that stuff you'll see early on, and even in the first wave of the Air Jordan retros, a lot of them would crack. So that's why you have restorers here that'll be able to do the job for you and bring these puppies back to life. Nowadays, Jordan Brand and Nike, they use what's called closed cell polyurethane, where the open cell polyurethane stuff, it's very breathable, soft. A lot of the air and chemicals can get through and penetrate through the walls of the foam, and that's why you have degrading midsoles. Whereas like say mid 2000s and then beyond, you're going to have like slight paint cracking on the midsoles, where you've noticed like with Air Jordan 4s and 3s from back in the day, even sometimes now, but not as much. But they use what's called closed cell polyurethanes. They're a lot more dense. It's a little bit harder. So to compensate for that, they usually use a softer insole in there, sometimes an ortholite insole, and nowadays they use the polyurethane type insoles. So step-in comfort is very important when it comes to like the comfort of Air Jordans in pretty much the year 2020. But panning in here, you can see a lot more of the damage coming through right here. So pretty much, there isn't really saving the shoe other than doing a restoration, a complete midsole swap. But the shoe again is dead stock, and again, sometime down the line I'll probably do a comparison between the original, which is this, and the 2000 and the 2016 Nike Air branded sneakers. But one thing I can tell you guys already off the bat is that the netting on here is very clean. It's not cracking at all, so that's pretty much been saved. I love the netting on these. You'll notice I like on recent retros, it's kind of got more of like this milky type netting. It doesn't look as plasticky as this looks like it would have been super clear and clean back then, even like a hard type plastic. But these nets here, they're still pretty firm. With the 2000s and the 2016s, it's gonna look a little bit more milky than that. But I love the netting on these. And then you also notice like coming up here on the ankle pods, you'll notice like with retros and stuff like that, it's got like a big puff on the ankles, and you'll notice like these types of lines that are on the retros, these do not have that. So it's pretty much like a seamless type look, and it's super clean. Again, it's a Durabuck upper. You'll notice like all the bits and crumbs and everything like that. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the shoe to the front so you guys can see I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here on the tongue. So these are fabric type tongues. You'll notice like on 2016, it's got like it's more like a bubble. Here, I have it right here. I'll just go over it. You see like on the 2016, it's more of like this bubblish looking, plasticky feeling tongue. So here on the OG, it's got a fabric type 3M. This again is also like a 3M type. You know, you put a flash on this, it'll give it that bright look. And but this one will give you like that really rich, powerful gleam to it. And love how this one looks way better than the 2016. The 2000 was pretty similar to the OG, although the ball here had extended up past toward the tongue. So it's pretty different. But yeah, the shoe overall, it's a great shape. Love it. Again, you know, sometime I'll do a comparison, but I mean, here's just a quick look between the 2016 and the 1989, 1990 shoe. Alright guys, so that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If it was informative for you, hit the thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of the video overall. The direction that I'm going into with vintage, do you guys appreciate that stuff? Do you guys want to see more? I will possibly do a comparison between the OG, the Retro of 2000, and the 2016. I don't own the 2007, only because it had the Jumpman on the back. So with the OG, the 2000, and the 2016, all of those guys are going to have Nike Air branding on the back of the shoe, which is, you know, pretty in line with what the originals were. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you guys are interested in any of my videos, check back on my library, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell if you guys want to check out the notifications that pop up whenever I do a video. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.